Hello, and welcome to Lee Street Beat. How y'all doing today, T? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How you doing, Sandra?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How is everyone?
Good to see you.
Absolutely. We are in the day 24 of the federal government shutdown. The New York Times has reported that the FBI has got an investigation into Donald Trump of whether he's being handled by the Russians. There's been a new oversight committee, subcommittee to investigate Trump, whether he's having some financial ties to foreign governments and how it's affecting his policies. Let's get into it, y'all. Let's talk about the New York Times. This was some big news on Friday that came out that set in motion that the FBI, after Donald Trump fired James Comey, was then being investigated at that point for collusion. You know, for trying to stop the investigation. It was jarring. What did you think, As?
Again, oh, my bad.
No, yeah, go ahead, Hacker.
Okay, the whole thing, okay, he could have fired Comey, and there wouldn't have been a thing had he not said in that NBC interview, he fired him because of the Russia thing, right? That perked everybody's ears up, because first of all, how are you gonna fire the guy because he wouldn't be loyal to you?
That's the one time that Trump told the truth.
Exactly. You know, he was like, yeah, it was the Russia thing. Okay, yeah, of course you're going to be investigated, right? By the FBI. Because first of all, they're pissed. And secondly, you could be a double agent.
Did you think that Donald Trump was surprised by that? Because he seemed to be pretty surprised and upset.
Well, he's surprised and upset by most normal things. So, no, I don't think he was. I think he was surprised because, again, I'm trying to not to use the word ignorant. He is not completely there.
Fits him.
But he's not completely there with reality or the facts of what everybody else's reality is. He is stuck in Trumpkin world. And again, anything goes there.
T, don't you think it would have been a miscarriage of justice if they didn't investigate? I mean, it was just real obvious that there was something very different about his presidency and him and how he reacts to news about Russia.
Yeah, it would have been. But, you know, Sandra, me and you, we're of the age, we know these old school tactics. This is an old school pimp move. You know, I'm a deny and I'm a deflect. That's what he does. And people are appalled, but what they don't seem to understand, and people coming from our generation is, if it ain't law, we don't care. Policy doesn't mean nothing to us. We're not held by the boundaries and the norms that normal people would follow. Well, not that we're not, but the people who have criminal elements don't adhere to those values. You know, so Donald Trump looks at it and says, I can fire Jim Comey. I don't care how bad it looks because it's in my preview. It's in my legal right to do it. And that's what he did. Now, we're all appalled and say, why could he do this? There's no shame. This man has no shame. So now when you're dealing with a sociopath, you know, you can't make reason of it. But he has an objective. The objective is that I colluded with the Russians in some manner. I've been enriched myself by dealing with the Russians in some manner, and I don't want nobody to find out in any manner. That's what the deal is.
Right.
And so he ain't looking to go to jail or trying to find jail or jail for his kids. Mm-hmm. But now people are, you know, they're shocked. I can't believe the president would do this. Well, you know what? Because we had mostly honest people before, and now you got a real criminal.
Exactly.
And, you know, convinced me.
And he's not even a smooth criminal. He's just
he's not.
a bumbling, gumbling criminal, you know.
But he's ran into a little roadblock this last election. Elijah Cummings, the oversight committee, they're going to be checking into him and all things Russia. Absolutely. Along with Alan Schiff, who's looking in also. Maxine Waters is going to look at his money because she's on the banking finance, and you know, he always said that Maxine was low intelligence, but he gonna learn that. He gonna know. He gonna find out she's a lot smarter than him.
Oh, way smarter than him.
And then, Nancy Pelosi is playing the game with the shutdown. You hear the pundits on Fox News and some other ones says, why don't the Democrats be the bigger person and just give the president what he wants? You know what? He like he said, he owns the shutdown. He bought it. It's his. Let him figure it out.
Exactly. And this wall, Mexico's going to pay for it.
Yeah, where the pesos at?
Yeah. Again, let's wait until Mexico signs a check. Right.
He said that, I never said that, Mexico would actually pay for it.
Yes, you did.
Ran back all kind of video of him saying they might even write us a check for $5 billion. Donald Trump repeatedly tried to walk back everything he said, and he doesn't realize he's on videotape, bro. We got you on tape saying these same exact things, and then we have you trying to walk that back.
Well, his thing is, who you gonna believe? Your lying eyes or me?
And again, and the me part all depends on what part of the day. This is why he doesn't care about being on camera. Remember when he was running for president and that Access Hollywood tape came out? He can grab them by the whatever, and they're not going to do anything. He has always felt that he was above the law. Most people would not admit to being a sexual predator.
Well,
and he has no problems with it.
He knew he was on tape, and I don't think he knew he was admitting it. But I wanted to say another thing about the shutdown, how it's really affecting Americans. We got TSA officers calling in and not reporting in. We got food lines for these people who are not, who got zero checks. And we also have a situation where these people that are consultants are not going to get back pay. This
contractors, no.
Affecting how people live. We got people saying that they have to cut their child's insulin in order for them to make it through because, insulin is so high. And then he turns around and says that he understands. How can he understand when he was a millionaire at 8 years old? Are you kidding me?
Listen, we all know, all three of us know without a doubt that Donald Trump is a liar. And this is what he understands. He understands that your pain, your suffering is bring joy and happiness to him.
Him and Steve Miller.
Him and Steve. Yeah. The fact that we're complaining about the pain that we're in and the nation's in pain brings joy to their heart.
But it's hurting his base too. He had a lady out there that said, you know what? I like Donald Trump, but he's hurting the wrong people. Which, yeah.
Well, you shouldn't have voted for him.
His thing, and he believes that he can talk his way out of it. He said, if you're hurt, it's because it's the Democrats did it. So that's the blame. So that's what he goes to. He goes to that. He goes to the blame game. It's like when Jeannie Polero asked him point blank, "Are you working for the Russians?" He never did say. Most people are
It's a yes or no question.
Would say, "No, I am not," and then go on with the explanation. But not him. He went on a whole explanation and talking about everything but the word no. So it's implied, yes, he is.
Exactly. And again, it's like R. Kelly. Like, yeah, I heard you like young women. How young? Trump couldn't get a yes or no answer. Yeah. It was simple. Are you an agent for Russia or not?
Another thing I want to say about the shutdown, it's affecting our food. It's definitely affecting our safety because two terminals, two airports, one in Houston, one in Miami, they've been shut down.
Somebody had a gun and got through TSA the other day.
So air travel is getting kind of hazardous. Thank God nothing has happened yet, but it's just a matter of time. It just keeps on. And then you talking about the Coast Guard, and he's talking about drugs coming off the border. Well, they ain't got to worry about no more. They just pull right in the port. I mean, I don't know how stupid this man think it is. He think these people are just walking with these satchels and
no, he said they're driving. They're driving. They have these.
They make a left
car. They don't have no. You're a drug dealer. You have no other transportation than a beat up truck.
Like you make a left here. You make a right here. Again, he's just. It's hard to follow someone who has a loose affiliation with facts.
They said that he's told like 7,050 something lies since he's been in office. I mean, that's daunting.
He's broke the record for the greatest liar teller there ever was.
So that's that he won the popular vote. That's the first big one.
Yeah.
The second big one that his crowds were bigger. He's got a problem with bigger and smaller. Again, and
We
I
know.
guess that's his hand size is too small for him or something. I don't know. Again, I try not to go in Trumpkin world too much because how do I know I'll get out?
You won't get out. But you know what? Me and Sandra are here to rescue you. We got to tell the
I
line.
get in and out all the time because see, the truth is the light, and so I just I know truth. So I get in and out all the time. Ain't no problem. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no problem with it. You know,
you know what? Trump world.
It's a maze. It's a world of confusion. That's what it is. Trumpkin.
Absolutely. And speaking
and all these people in Alabama talking about, how they're hurting and all. He carried Alabama by a huge majority. You're getting exactly what you voted for.
Well, like I said,
Well, you know what? He's losing his base. I mean, the numbers came out today, and people who supported Donald Trump, these uneducated white people, he's down like 7 points with them.
Well, because I saw today it was 9.
He's down, right. And you know what? It's not just hurting Donald Trump, but it's also hurting the Republican Party. And I think that when it really gets down to it, the Republicans are going to have to stand up because they realize that he is hurting their party and hurting their possibility.
It's not just Donald Trump. He's not alone. He's complicit with this. He got Mitch McConnell right there. Lindsey.
Oh, Mitch McConnell's just as culpable as he is. I mean, this man is he is a piece of crap. I don't know why he doesn't take these bills that have been passed and put them to on the floor so that they can be voted on. He's talking about he's going to wait for Trump to say he will. That's not the way government works. His job is to put it on the floor and get it passed. And you know what? If Donald Trump sign it or don't sign it, it's whether it gets vetoed or not. But he's been complicit with Donald Trump. And I wonder if the FBI is investigating his butt too.
Again, I think he's simply afraid. All these people that have been elected to do a job are afraid of doing their job if it angers Trump, right? If it angers him.
You can't do
but
nothing.
Again, I'm saying like Mitch McConnell, had he brought these bills to the floor, Trump would, again, we have a Twitter presidency, which is crazy to me. We're supposed to be the superpower. And our country's being run by, man, via Twitter. But that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid that the base will come after them, that they'll be primary, by another person who's running for their office. They're simply afraid. And if you're afraid, get out, leave, because you're simply incapable of doing your job.
Well, let's change subject a little bit and get back to R. Kelly and his perverted self.
R. Kelly is going to stay in the news. We got this docuseries, which has really just been stirred up a lot of the old accusations and is really causing a little havoc on him. Illinois officials denied a permit for an upcoming concert that R. Kelly was supposed to host. It was the Illinois Department of Agriculture. Denise Albert cited security reasons behind the cancellation.
Right. And he was having that concert in Springfield, Illinois, which is about 200 miles south of Chicago. It's actually the state capital of Illinois. So, one of the reasons why I thought he picked Springfield was so he wouldn't be under the scrutiny of the Chicago police and other people there. So, but the fact that they denied him is a good thing. Also, this Friday, Chicago police went up there to R. Kelly, to his condos, and of all places, Trump Towers. We got these sexual abusers, all gathered in one place. Trump Towers. Sees a lot of that happens there. They talked to these 2 young women. They didn't find any reason to remove them or arrest R. Kelly. So obviously they're there on their own so-called free will, but they're self-imposed, being pimped by R. Kelly, and they're brainwashed and they're gullible and they want to be there. And that's hard as a parent when your child is an adult and the law tells you that you can't do certain things because they're adult and that's the choice they make. Right. But yet you got to take the responsibility and care for them when they fall through the cracks. I'm just going to say the people I know and the people me and Sandra knows, and the people that Hacker knows, we're like Trump on this respect. We don't care what the law is. You got my child.
Burn the building down. Burn it down.
I'm coming in and get you. And you know what? I'll deal with the consequences, whatever you are. Mm-hmm. But I will say this. R. Kelly will be in the same fashion as Osama bin Laden. He will not walk this earth no more.
You know, again, we got this. We don't need the police. It's handled.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
again, like I said, years.
Go ahead and call the count corner because there's a guy there, Robert Kelly, laying there dead, and we gonna know why he died.
Exactly.
You ain't got no fire. Be right here.
You know, it's like here in Birmingham, like maybe 2 years ago. This guy had a relationship with a young girl. He wasn't that old, you know. He was like maybe 18, and she was maybe 15. So, you know, high school sweethearts or whatever the case may be. Well, this individual happened to rape her because he wanted to have sex and she did, right? Within 2 days, that dude was dead. And she had 4 brothers. They don't know which of the 4 brothers did.
Yep.
You know, they handled that.
Yeah, you know.
And then some more information about what's happened with R. Kelly since the docuseries. Days after it aired, TMZ and CNN reported that Georgia authorities are launching an investigation. Chicago has granted an emergency motion to inspect his recording studio. And he was also fined $167,000 in back payments by a company called Midwest Commercial Funding. And there has been an arrest warrant issued for his former manager, James Mason, for allegedly threatening to kill the family of Jocelyn Savage, who was one of the girls that when they went in there to Trump Tower and asked her, was she okay? She said that she was okay. But they have a warrant out for him. They want to talk to him because allegedly he threatened to kill the family. And it's also reported that part of the annulment agreement that he had with Aaliyah is that they wouldn't press charges because apparently he allegedly abused Aaliyah. I mean, man, I can't, there's no words for that, you know. I mean, but of course you look at his pattern now, there's no doubt that he would have been a person to have possibly
abused. I mean, everybody in Chicago know that, and probably everybody across the nation knows that R. Kelly that. Some of these parents, you just really have to question their judgments. I mean, maybe their intentions that they meant well, like the Savages, you know, they took their daughter to an R. Kelly concert, he brought her on stage, you know, I can see how that happened. But when your daughter is impressionable like that, and they look at these celebrities as some kind of god, you got to exercise judgment for them. It's just like, you know, like my daughter when she was young, she thought that New Kids on the Block was the greatest thing. You know, I took her to a New Kids on the Block concert, but there was never no way that she was going to get up on stage because, like a lot of young ladies, she was physically developed, but not mentally developed.
Right.
And we had the discussion yesterday. I talked to my daughter, her name is Sandra, and she said the same thing. She said, you know, there ain't no way in the world that she let her daughters get around anybody like R. Kelly. Right. She said, if they came to the stage and he said, come up there, she would told him, nope, you're not going up there. That's it.
And so, again, it's not just R. Kelly.
Yeah,
anybody you don't really know.
Yeah, but you know, R. Kelly is known. I mean, he's known to be a predator. You know,
right?
You know, these so-called artists that got a history. Nelly's another one. He's another. Every time he's on the tour bus, he got some woman and he's involved with her. Chris Brown, he's another one. You know, he's going to get into him with them, and then he wants to beat them. So there's a lot of these so-called celebrities, and people have the mistaken thing because they see him on TV or video. They think they're the wonderful, nicest person. A lot of them not.
Because you don't know them. You know the image and the marketing that's been put out there on their behalf. Yes. But you don't know them. That's marketing. Yeah. It's like I had this discussion with a little kid years ago. He's like, yeah, I want to be like that. You know, he saw a video. He's like, I want to be like that. All those little girls love him. I was broken down to him. Like, no, they don't. Those little girls were hired. This is promotion. This is like, hey, I'm having a party and you tell 10 people, you tell 10 more, you're just getting the word out. I'm like, those little girls don't even know him.
Right.
But again, you have to break things down to kids. Because to a certain degree, I think some people expect kids to like figure it out on their own. No, there's certain things that you need to tell them then before they get bad advice from somebody else who hasn't figured it out.
In some of these cases, it's the parents who had their daughter go to R. Kelly because they're chasing fame and they're chasing that money. And now look where they are.
See, the moms are tired.
I mean, Jocelyn Savage's parents talking about they thought that R. Kelly could make her a star. Me and Sandra know R. Kelly ain't never made nobody a star. He collaborated with people, but these people were already stars. He didn't make no Lady Gaga star. He didn't make Whitney a star. He didn't make Aaliyah a star. Who did he make a star? Nobody. He hasn't.
You know what? You know what, T? You sent me a list, man, of 53 songs written by R. Kelly that are now tainted. And you know what? People have to be aware that, you know, not only is R. Kelly's music that he did himself is tainted, but he did a lot of music for other artists. And I just got a few of them I want to talk about. Of course, Slow Dance by R. Kelly and I Believe I Can Fly. I think everybody, you know, it's hard to give up I Believe I Can Fly, but you know what? They still singing it probably in church, but they probably need to stop. And people forget maybe that he wrote the song You Are Not Alone. That was a big hit for Michael Jackson. And it was a big hit after Michael Jackson's scandal. You know, but he wrote that song. And he also wrote I'm Your Angel by Celine Dion, which was a big, big hit for her. And I believe she said that she's no longer going to perform it. And, you know, when you go to see people in concert, there's certain songs you always want to hear them sing, but that one's not going to be sung. And then, of course, I Look to You, which was one of the last big hits, the last big hit for Whitney Houston. But the one that really I didn't know he had written is Sleeping with the One I Love by Fantasia. I just heard that today. He wrote that. And so, again, you know, other 53 songs, those are like 6 of them that I just want to highlight a little bit and just say, wow, you know what? You can't deny that he has written a lot of music, but there's a lot of music now that, and a lot of artists that have performed his music that now feel like they need to stop performing his music.
Yeah.
It's like Lady Gaga wanted the song that she did with him removed from all streaming platforms.
Yeah, it's been removed. Yeah. It took her a while to come out though, because they were trying to get
it. But we all evolve differently.
Yeah, but she came around and she said
now she's here. That's all that matters.
T, what you think about William Barr, man? They're gonna have to try to see if they can confirm him.
You know what? I'm not gonna even. You know what? Listen. Them 53 Republicans, they need 50 votes, 51. They got it.
Yeah.
They're trying to protect. They're enablers of Donald Trump. I don't think William Barr has the ethics to say, I'm gonna protect Bob Mueller and let him finish his investigation. Because if he says that, Trump will withdraw his nomination. So
considering the information he sent out there last year, saying
that's why he did it, so he can get this job to protect his president. You got
Kamala Harris said she
want this man here. They want Trump there. They don't give a shit about these Russians, and Trump is getting money by the Russians. They just want to look the other way. If it been Barack Obama, listen, they have him up on impeachment charges. But believe this, and we all know this. Donald Trump is going to get impeached. Will he get removed from office? I don't know. I think Nancy Pelosi is playing the long game. She knows how political things go. She's going to impeach him right before the election comes, and she's going to have him so damaged that nobody want to elect him. They don't even want to elect him as dog catcher. And speaking of these Republicans, they don't seem to get enough of messing with AOC. And for those who don't know who AOC is, her name is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She's the youngest member of the House of Representatives. She's parts of, I believe, the Bronx and Queens, and she's on fire. She's that progressive left, and if you come at her, she coming right back.
She even coming at the Democrats.
Yep. Joe Lieberman, she too far left. She that, and her tweet was to him was, New party, who dis?
Okay,
You know?
okay, she
You
kept
know,
it real with him.
yeah. So y'all need to like back on down because she ain't the one. And then what's her name? Faulkner Harris on Fox. She's an African American anchor. She said that told Fox and Friends that Ocasio-Cortez might run for president in 2020. Obviously, the people of Fox don't understand the Constitution.
So
You gotta be
stupid.
35 years old. She's 29. There's no way you can make up 6 years in a 1 year span of age.
Exactly.
It doesn't happen that way. But but Faulkner, she sued Hasbro Toys because they said they had an image that looked like her. They took her name actually. And Hasbro told them that they felt flattered that that they felt that Faulkner, their creation, this doll, is actually like a bird. That she felt that it looked like her, and that they were very happy. It was a backhanded comment, insult. But I guess she read between the lines. So,
Right.
we're running down on a little time here, so we want to talk about some good stories. And one of the good stories is Missy Elliott. Missy Elliott she's the first female hip hop artist that has been inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Yay!
That's what's up.
So we're all proud for Missy Elliott. I think it's a well-deserved nomination. I guess the fact that it's a hip hop artist in the Hall of Fame, and we had talked about this little off camera, and so we'll just say it here. Is R. Kelly going to be indicted or inducted, shall I say, into Hall of Fame for songwriters?
He will be indicted, and he will not be inducted.
Exactly.
Oh, he'll be inducted, but it's not it's not the place he wants to be inducted to.
Yeah.
He will be inducted.
Yeah. So
He's gonna jump off the porch and be initiated.
Listen, I know R. Kelly, he can't read, so maybe when he got that bill saying he's being evicted, he probably said, "What this?" So he thought that was a check that he was going to get for $160,000. He didn't realize that he got to pay the money. He can't write a check, so that's why they didn't get paid. His manager on the run, hiding out from the police. That creates all kind of problems with him.
And another quick note too, T, is we noticed that R. Kelly's daughter has a song out. Talking about R. Kelly.
He's a monster.
Yeah, that he's a monster. And you know what? The words to that song are scathing. And I guess eventually, it'll get put out, and maybe she'll put out a CD as well. So good luck on that, R. Kelly. You got your kids, upset with you and writing horrible, horrible songs about you. But I guess it's in the family that they have good writing skills. So.
Yeah. Well, it's just not reading.
And one more good story. This young lady, Caitlin O'Shea from UCLA, did a perfect 10 to the music of Michael Jackson.
That's right.
It's the floor exercise. If you get a chance to go and see the video somewhere, you say, wow, this girl, she got something, So this is what the future of our Olympic team looks like, because I look at the floor exercise. I said, oh, okay, it's a little rhythm, but she had a whole lot of rhythm. She was doing a whole lot with the time that she had with that music. Michael would have been proud of her. So
listen, check it out of here. I want to give a shout out to my mother. It's her birthday tomorrow. She'll be 84. Love you, Bernice Tucker. You everything to me. So
happy birthday, Mrs. Tucker.
Tell her happy birthday from Marblehead.
Yeah, she knows you as Marblehead. So I just want to shout her out a little bit. Yeah. And as we get into it, we'll be back next week.
Yeah, we'll be back next week, and we'll probably, we're gonna see if AOC is gonna be Captain Marvel here and trying to save the Democratic Party from self-imploding about stuff like that, and
hopefully the government's open too.
Yeah, let's hope that for all people.
On somebody I know's birthday, February 7th. Is gonna talk all about Trump and Russia.
Yeah, it might be my
Exactly.
birthday, but it's gonna be Michael Cohen's day, and I'm excited, man. He gave me a birthday present. It's gonna be something else, boy.
It's gonna be great.
Anyway, out of time, gotta go. Goodbye. This is Lee Street B from Tita Man, S Hacker, and Sandra Tucker. Bye bye.
Peace.